I'm doing a short series on the tenets of fascism. I'm getting most of my information from this book, How Fascism Works: The Politics of Us and Them by Jason Stanley. I highly recommend it if you have any interest in learning more. The third tenet is anti-intellectualism. Fascism wants to discourage and eventually eradicate public discourse. To do this, they target education, expertise, and language. Without these things, tribal identity takes over. In the US, Christian nationalism has become the tribal identity. Fascists target language by using slogans to replace nuanced discussion. Limiting someone's language limits their ability to express a complex idea. Fascists often claim that liberal universities are hypocritical because they don't allow space for conservative ideas. Universities thrive on the rational debate of ideas, but you can't debate the pros and cons of something like slavery. Fascists would claim that rejecting someone's pro-slavery ideas is infringing on free speech and suppressing conservative perspectives. Slavery is inhumane and wrong. Period. There is no space for that in academia. It's just as ridiculous to make space for a flat earth scientist to conduct research and teach classes at a university. Another tactic is to label universities, areas of study, and even individual professors as Marxists to imply that they're communists and enemies of democracy. They don't literally believe they're communists. They don't try to convince you that they're communists through evidence. They only try to make you dislike and doubt them. The fascist aim is to discredit these universities, areas of study, and individual professors so the dominant fascist perspective can be accepted and labeled as the one and only truth. This perspective includes the mythic past, traditional family hierarchy, and traditional gender roles. Anything that promotes the exploration of ideas that are not those things are a threat to fascism and need to be controlled and stamped out. One example of the mythic past being taught as fact is the Oklahoma school system requiring that students be taught that the 2020 election was stolen. Another example is Florida teaching students that Black people benefited from slavery, so it wasn't all that bad. Fascist education aims to instill pride in the mythic past, which in this case involves white supremacy. Lastly, targeting expertise and discrediting experts is a way to discourage nuanced discussion or debate. Fascists want people to disregard experts because without experts, fascists can label reality whatever they want it to be. COVID wasn't killing that many people. The 2020 election was stolen. Black people enjoyed being enslaved. This is not reality. But fascists don't want you to know that because their power and ideology doesn't hold up outside of the fascist bubble they have to create to make it make sense and keep their power.